Welcome to Scholar Opportunity Nexus, and in today's series of video, we'll be looking at the topic negating a vector or negating a vector. In our previous video, we described or explained what a vector quantity is, which is any physical quantity that has a magnitude in a specified direction. So, in a case where we are to make a vector negative or a vector is being negated, what it basically means is that we are reversing the direction of the vector quantity. So let's take a look at this. Let's say this is vector A. It has a magnitude in a specified direction. So when we want to negate this vector, which is making it negative A, all we have to do is to reverse the direction. Reverse the direction of the vector. The magnitude of the vector remains the same, but the direction changes. Thus, it's being reversed. So this is basically what negating a vector means. And when we're dealing with this, there were some observations that were made. So in the first observation, the magnitude of the vector remains constant. It's only the direction that changes. So when negating a vector, that's when you are trying to a vector A, you are negating it to negative A. Magnitude, the magnitude remains constant. So when, let's say, this vector A has a magnitude of 5 and is moving from left to right. When we want to negate this vector, we'll have negative A with the same 5 magnitude. That's still having the magnitude of 5, but its direction changes. Its direction changes. So this is the first observation that has been made. The magnitude of the vector would always be the same and will not change. And let's move to the next observation. So yeah, still talking about the first observation. The magnitude of a vector is never negative. The magnitude of the vector is never negative. It's always a positive number. So even when the vector is negated, its value doesn't change. It always remains as a positive number, but the direction only changes. That's when you are negating it. Observation is that when two or more vectors point in the same direction, they are all assumed to be positive vectors. So let's see, we have vector A, vector B, vector C. So when they are pointing in the same direction, or they are pointing to the same direction, so it makes them all positive vectors. So all these vectors will be positive vectors or will be assigned with a positive value in direction. Also, our third observation, let me bring it here, will be kind of our third observation is when two vectors are pointing towards different directions, then one will be assigned a positive will be assigned as a positive vector and the other will be assigned as a negative vector. So let's take these two. Let's say this is vector A, this is vector B. So one will be assigned a positive value, it's a positive A, and B will be assigned a negative value. So when um, two vectors are pointing towards like opposite are in opposite direction, one thing I used to get which one is positive and which one is negative is just basically using my Cartesian coordinate. So let's see, we have, let me do a small Cartesian coordinate, just a coordinate. So this is positive, negative, negative, positive. So in this case, this is positive, this is your left moving to your right. And when you are going this way, you're moving from right to left. And this is upwards, this is downwards. So this is upwards, this is downwards. Left to right, right to left. So let's take this example. So vector A was moving from left to right, which is positive. So left to right with the arrow being shown, it makes vector A positive. That's what I used to remember, or that's one trick I use in knowing which vector would be positive and negative. That's when we have to assign the positive and negative to the vectors. So since vector B, so moving from right to left looks like you are going to the negative direction. So looking at vector B is moving from right to left, which is in the negative direction. So these two vectors are moving in opposite direction, and then we would assign vector A as the positive vector and vector B as the negative vector. So we have negative B, positive A. Take another two vectors, one moving downwards and the other moving upwards. Let's see, this is vector A, vector B. So vector A is moving downwards, and with the Cartesian plane we can see that downwards is negative. So vector A will be assigned with a negative value, and B is moving upwards, and with the Cartesian plane we can see that upwards is positive. So B will be assigned with positive. So we have positive B and negative A. These are some observations made in negating a vector, and these are some simple things you would have to know when we are dealing with negation of vectors. Thank you for watching this video, and I hope to see you in other videos. If you've not subscribed to this channel, I urge you to subscribe now and learn more. Thank you very much.